Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well. Today I wanted to share some short vlogs of how I've been spending my weekends recently. It has been really nice fall weather here in Tokyo and I've been doing my best to take advantage of it before it gets too cold from probably around next week. On this day, my friends and I decided to have a fall picnic at Yoyogi Park near Harajuku. Before we all met up at the park, I picked up some sandwiches at this shop called Camelback. And if you're ever in the area, you have to try this place. It is quite small, so you can only take out or eat outside on the benches. But the people at the shop were so friendly and kind, and they make each sandwich to order, and it was so delicious. I definitely recommend. One of my friends and I met up to grab some drinks at this coffee shop called Little Nap Coffee Stand, which is right across from the park. And this cafe is also quite small, but the interior was so cute, and they had many different kinds of coffees and pastries. We were actually having this picnic because one of my dear friends is moving from Japan to France for work, and she absolutely loves the fall season. So the three of us thought it would be fun to enjoy our last day together under the autumn leaves outside while it was still a bit warm. We all had such a good time. The food was good, the weather was nice, and it was so relaxing in the park. And it really made for such a nice, memorable last day together before we had to say goodbye. The next day, I spontaneously decided to join my friends on a day trip to Takao-san, which is Mount Takao. My kohai, which are my juniors from the club I was in during university, were going on a hike and were very kind enough to invite me to join to meet some of the new members. Takao-san is a mountain in Hachioji-shi and is the go-to hiking spot for those living in Tokyo. It's just about 50 minutes by train from Shinjuku Station and has a variety of levels in terms of the hiking difficulty, so you will see many people from young children all the way to elders. There are about 8 different trails, but we went up trail number 1, which is the main trail that most people use to go up to the peak. I'm not the most fit person, and I haven't been to Takao-san since last year, so it was a bit difficult, but I'm glad I wasn't the only one, and we all took little breaks along the way. We wanted to see the autumn leaves, which we call koyo, but it seems we were a bit early, so there were still many trees that were quite green. I've come before during the peak koyo season, and it was absolutely gorgeous. I actually only usually come during fall, but I've heard that the cherry blossoms that are here in spring are really beautiful as well. The first part of the trail is mostly hiking up along the trail through the trees, but eventually you'll reach some areas that have some shops and food stands. If you aren't too confident in hiking the entire 3-hour course, there is a cable car and chairlift that you can also take. The trails themselves are very big and safe and long, so you won't have any trouble hiking, but around the shops and temple area it can be a little bit crowded, especially on weekends during noon. Closer to the peak, you'll pass by the Yakuoin, a Buddhist temple which was built in the year 744. We finally reached the top, where most hikers will stop to picnic and eat their lunches. Some people bring bento boxes, but there are also a few shops and restaurants as well, and I got the oden set. It was a bit cloudy on our climb up, but luckily it got sunnier and brighter on our way back down. Of course, going down was much easier, and we got some snacks such as gomadango, which are sesame rice cakes that are very popular in Takao-san, as well as corn dogs, which in Japan we call American dog. I'm not sure why it's called that, but they won't understand if you say corn dog. We know them as American dogs. Back at the base of the mountain, there are some shops to take home various souvenirs and snacks. And next to the station, there is actually a hot springs, which is very amazing and relaxing after a long hike. I had a really great time hiking with my kohai, and my legs were quite sore the next day. On this day, my friend said that she wanted to visit Jimbocho to look at some vintage bookstores. Jimbocho is known for its used bookstore district and apparently has over 150 bookstores. Today, she was specifically looking for some vintage film posters or pamphlets, so we set out on a search and began walking along the streets. We passed by some stores that did have some old movie brochures and pamphlets, but they weren't exactly the kind that she had in mind, so we continued on. We finally found this shop called Vintage, which had so many different types of posters and books for different genres, as well as very old pamphlets from the years and era that my friend was looking for, which was perfect. We had so much fun looking through these. It was really interesting to see these old Western movies described in Japanese, as well as looking at the sort of advertisements placed on the back cover and seeing what was popular back then. We also went inside the shop, and they really had so many different things that anyone interested in old books and movies and music can easily spend an entire day here. Fun fact, I posted about this shop on my Instagram story, and my childhood friend replied saying that this shop was actually owned by her relative. What a small world. Anyway, please do check it out if you're ever in the Jimbocho or Kanda area. I ended up getting 2 movie pamphlets of Audrey Hepburn as a gift for someone, and my friend also got a few things for herself as well. We wanted to go to the park to sit down for a bit and grab the new seasonal drinks at Starbucks on our way there. I ended up getting the chocolate and strawberry festive frappuccino, and I believe that my friend got the gingerbread latte. We sat down at a table in the park and enjoyed our drinks and chatted until it started getting a little too chilly. I honestly have never really been a huge fall lover. I've always felt quite neutral about it, since it usually feels like just a very short in-between period after summer before it gets too cold. But I feel like this year in Tokyo, October and November have definitely been proper fall weather, which is nice. Anyway, this was a small compilation of some things I've been up to on the weekends recently, but I do hope you enjoyed. Please comment and let me know what you like to do in fall, or let me know any requests or recommendations for things to do in Tokyo. I always do my best to read and reply to every comment, and I really love interacting with you all, so I hope I will see you soon.